Hey everyone, Greta here. Today we'll be talking about how to get into Kukutasana cock pose from tripod headstand. There are actually quite a few ways to get into Kukutasana, and I think from tripod is actually the easiest. There's another way where you start from sitting and you just lift up, and I think that's quite difficult. And also another way is by descending from a handstand, which I think is also a lot more challenging than tripod. So tripod it is. For those of us who want to get into Kukutasana, there's one thing that you must need to be fluent in, is you need to be able to do a lotus pose without the help of your hands. So for those of us who are still trying to, get into a lotus pose, then I would suggest you to, give yourself a few, actually some more time and patience for the hips to open up so that you can just kind of swing the legs in and just get into lotus pose by the legs themselves. And how to get into lotus pose, I have yet to make a tutorial on it, which I will do so ASAP. Okay. As for tripod headstand, there I have made quite a few tutorials on it, so feel free to check those out. So since this is a transition, it will be great if you are already very comfortable in tripod headstand for you to try Kukutasana. And also it will be good for you to be able to get into crow pose, Bakasana, from tripod headstand, which I also have a tutorial already and I have listed in the description underneath, so feel free to check that out. And the reason is because both shapes, the descent is actually very, very similar. So by able to do crow from tripod, it will definitely help you to get into Kukutasana from tripod. So especially for those of us who are yet to be able to do lotus legs, without the help of the hands, just keep practicing tripod to crow, and then that will help you once you are able to do the lotus, without the help of the hands. Okay, so let's check out how it's done. So let's come to tripod. So feel free to shoot the legs all the way up to the sky if you like, but I'm just too tired for that. From here, do the lotus legs. It doesn't matter which legs comes first, just whatever that feels comfortable to you. Once you're here, round the spine, aim the shin bone as close to the armpits as you can. Keep the elbows hugging in, triceps pushing the floor away. Press the shin bones into the triceps and you lift up. Keep rounding the spine, shoulders back. And then you want to gently place your crown of the head back down to the floor as low as possible. And then pull the belly in, draw the legs up and untangle. Honestly, I feel this is easier to get into than crow. It's because when you're doing crow, the feet are apart. So it's easier for the hips to drop. But then, and also the point pressing into the triceps is just the knees, right? But then for lotus, it's basically the entire shin bone just pressing into the tricep. For me, it's a lot easier to lift. And a lot easier to keep the elbows straighter and feel more stable that way. One key point is when the shin bones are touching your triceps, and just before you lift up, you really need to make sure that the shoulders don't come close to the ears. Rather, they keep dragging towards the hips, just to keep the shoulders stable and not having too much of the traps working for you. Also feeling the triceps pushing the floor away. And I want to lift up in a gradual way. So not from the head down to just up like that, but more from the head down, slowly sliding forward and lifting up. So it's that action of gliding forward and lifting the head up rather than just lift it up abruptly. Again, it's because of the hips. If you just lift the head up from the ground up like that, if your shoulders are not stable enough and if the hips are not, the abs are not strong enough to keep the hips up high, chances are the hips will just drag you back and you'll land on your butt. And by landing the shin bones closer to the armpits than to the elbows, you have a better and an easier chance to lift up. So that's it for my sharing for today, and hope you like it. And if you do, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And for those of us who like to practice with me in person or online, just drop me a message and I'll get back to you ASAP. That's it. Take it easy.